Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Makakwadash. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Makakwadash. Nawathan Kal Halalium La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Makakwadash. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the potential ones that are written in the Lamb's Book of Life. The ones that are written in the Lamb's Book of Life are also known as the elect. So not all Israelites are written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, "The Woman at the Well Was Not an Israelite. Cushites are not Israelites." I don't know how far I'm going to go with this video. Let's see where the Spirit takes me. But I got up maybe about a half an hour ago, 20 minutes, 25 minutes ago. I fired up the Urim and the Thummim, and was checking out the notifications, and one caught my eye. What is it? Another one I was watching that Bishop Ayatham put up. I was watching a video that he did. Then I saw this one. I saw the title. It was put up by GMS Samak Ephraim 777 Bar, which I subscribe to him. Does good videos. I suggest it behooves you to subscribe to this individual and be edified. I had to steal that from the elder Yashwamba. You know, it's a good saying, so why not use it? Anyway, it says the title of the video is Agent Jones, which is this guy right here, Alex Jones, pushing Ethiopians or Jews madness on InfoWars. Deceitful tongue worketh deceit. And I'm not going to play it, but you can watch it. This is around, it's 3:15, but you can start a little behind. 3:15 is a good place because he makes a statement that he does a lot of reading and reading books and all that. And he said, well, it's a fact that Solomon laid down with a lot of black women, and the way he said it was slick. So you thinking that, yeah, Solomon, a white man, was into a black woman. First of all, Solomon was a black man to begin with. So in the roundabout, he spoke in code because he's an insider. He spoke in code. Really what he was saying is, we all know that the Jews, the tribe of Judah, are white people. And then he goes into, the Ethiopians. So he admits that, yeah, there are black Jews, but they're Ethiopians. I didn't listen to I didn't watch the rest of the video, but basically he's speaking in code. He's saying, yeah, there's black Jews, but they're Ethiopian. Give me a second. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to let you hear it. listen to what he got to say, because you know how YouTube do. So, and this is basic information. Yeah, there's like an old legend of, let me do this. Let me do this. Bring this up. King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Just let me click on this. Look at this bullshit. Look at this bullshit. This is supposed to be King Solomon. Oh, wait a minute. They got the fringes. Got the fringes. Got that right. The bells. Who is? They got more Edomites. Edomites. We got some more. Okay, they portraying them as black. The Black Kings and Queens Project, King Solomon, Queen Sheba now. So you can see that. And the Queen of Sheba, Makita, she was a straight up hoe. She believed in a thing called polyandry, which is different from polyandry. If you look it up, it means a woman could lay with many different men, as opposed to a man laying with polygamy. Polygamy means a man laying with more than one woman, which is a law in this country, Babylon, because this man's a devil. But you can get it, you can change your plumbing. A man can lay with a man and a woman can lay with a woman. That's one reason alone why this place is going to be destroyed. Read 2 Peter 2, verse 6. I guess you can start at 5. I'm not going to go to it. But Sodom, everybody knows about Sodom and Gomorrah, and what happened and why it happened. More importantly, why it happened. So that was an example as to what's going to happen to your system if you do what the Sodom and Gomorrah, the 5 cities, the 2 major cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, did, and what they were into, heavy into Moism. It says bestiality. The scriptures doesn't say bestiality, but they were completely wicked. Couldn't find 10 righteous people in that land. So let me do this. Okay, so it says the Queen of Sheba questioned the wisdom of King Solomon and traveled to see whether he could live up to his reputation. And this is in the scriptures, and she said that they have not told me they have. Now, when you have visits from different monarchs visiting other monarchs, they didn't have relations. You had your guard, you had your representatives around your people that protected the queen and people that protected the king, because they were important people. They had to protect them from assassination, right? That's why you have your presidents. They have the Secret Service surrounding them, right? Because anybody can, attempt to, do harm to them. So the same thing, they got that from the ancient world, man. King Solomon didn't walk around by himself. Matter of fact, when he had relations with any of his wives or concubines, the scriptures tell you that he had 60 men bearing swords, strong men bearing swords around him, which meant what? That nobody could come in while he's having, relations with one of his women. And the same thing with the queen. The queen didn't come by herself. She came with her bodyguards, her military. There's this one story, true story, when Clinton was in office. There was a big trip that he took to Africa. I forget what part of Africa. It was like a tour in Africa, and I forget the number of people that came with him, but it was in the thousands, and they were mostly military men, special forces, Navy, whatever, because they could have assassinated him, or they could have had an army come against him. So I forget, I don't know if it was 1,000 or 6,000. You know how much money was spent on that trip to Africa that Clinton, look it up. Clinton goes to Africa. He had at least 1,000. I believe it was something like 6,000, if I'm not mistaken. This was back in the 90s. And why was that? So no African army could come against him. Well, let's get the whole army. There's only 3 bodyguards. He had a whole army with him, literally. Okay, it says the Queen of Sheba questioned the wisdom of King Solomon and traveled to see whether he could live up to his reputation. She said, they have not told me the half of it. He was known for his wisdom. And why was that? Because he's Yahushua. He came back as Yahushua. Even Yahushua spoke about the Queen of the South, which is Makeda, the Queen of Sheba. He said that she's gonna rise up at that day. So she's here. We don't know who she is, but she's here, among the living. And then he mentioned King Solomon, and he said King Solomon. He said a greater than Solomon is here. He was saying that he was greater than Solomon. Why did he say that? Because he was Solomon coming back perfect. Because Solomon went off. It was set up for him to go off. The Midrash relates how she created several scenarios to test King Solomon and was impressed by his response. She also posed 4 riddles to him, all relating to gender and family. That's not in the scriptures. It says that she asked some hard questions. So let's go into it. The Queen of Sheba is only mentioned twice in the scriptures or the Bible. 1 Kings 10, 1-12, 2 Chronicles 9, 1-13. What do we learn about her? The story is that she hears reports of King Solomon's fame and comes to visit him with gold and precious jewelries and more spices than had ever been seen in Israel. The scriptures don't tell you that, but what was the relationship between King Solomon and Queen of Sheba? According to tradition, the Queen of Sheba, called Makeda, visited Solomon's court. After hearing about his wisdom, she stayed and learned from him for 6, scriptures doesn't say that. On the last night of her visit, he tricked her into his bed and she became pregnant which is complete fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. Didn't say that she stayed for 6 months and he somehow, this is some bullshit, man. But you got simple ass bird brain Negroes that'll believe that. Like these Kemetic guys, they'll say, yeah, Queen of Sheba existed, but King Solomon, he didn't exist. Did King Solomon have a son with the Queen of Sheba? According to the Negas, that's an actual book of I call it the Book of Madness. And you got these dreads, these Rastafarians, they swear by the Negas. That's why they made Haile Selassie a god, because that was a fictitious story. So the Negas, when you read the Negas, they go into genealogies, and the genealogy is mixed. Sometimes, it goes by the woman, then it jumps to the man, and then they, like I said, that the Queen of Sheba, she was laying with a lot of different men, and she had babies from different men because she was the queen. So she was in that word queen. When you call somebody a sister queen, you're calling her a hoe. One of the definitions of the word queen is a hoe. It's also like the queen is a personal concubine of a king, which is a hoe. Is that according to Negas, a 14th century national epic? Right, it came about in the 14th century. In the 10th century BC, he is said to have inaugurated, I can hardly see this, Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia, so named because Melech, which was the son that came out of that union, was a son of the biblical king Solomon of ancient Israel and of Makeda, the queen of Sheba, which is bullshit. This is an old wives' tale, a cunningly devised fable. And you got simple bird brain Negroes believing in that bullshit. So it didn't say all that in the scripture. This is just made up. Like I said, it comes from, according to the Negas, that they had a son. That's in that crappy book, the Negas. That's why them don't even try to wake up a dread. Now some of them are gonna come out of it. I believe there's certain other major Israelite groups, because we're all over the place, all right? Not just the IUIC. You ain't worldwide. Check this out. GMS was worldwide before you was. You got GMS all over the planet Earth. So you have GMS in the islands as well as IUIC and as well as the ISUPK. So you have, I believe you had dreads that, came into, Israel and followed, joined whatever camp, IUIC, GMS, whatever, ISUPK, Sakari. Sakari is another, I believe they have camps in different parts of the world as well. Could be wrong. But so this is an old wives' tale. But because you're not blessed with the magic eye, you can't see it. You can't see it. That's why you're confused. Why you think these guys in the Kemetic thing, they can't get it? So Annette will say he's a Hebrew one day, then he'll turn back and he'll curse out the Hebrews, say that Hebrews never existed. So you leave a guy like that alone. Okay, so now let's go into the precepts. Okay, I wanted to go to Amos. I started from Amos, then I came over here. Let's open up another tab. Okay, we don't need him no more. We'll watch the whole video. The young elder out of Miami, he broke it down up to this point. So now let's go. Let's open up another tab to the blue letter. Okay, let's go to Amos 9. Amos 9:7. Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? Did that mean that the Ethiopians are Israelites? Or Israelites are Ethiopians? No. It says, are ye not as, or the word there in the Hebrew goes back to the word like. Are ye not as sons of Ethiopians unto me, O sons of Israel? The word children means sons. Now, what's common about the Ethiopians and the Israelites? They both look the same. You see certain Ethiopians that look, you figure that they Judah, Benjamin, Levi, a dark-skinned Simeonite or something like that. They kind of look like Simeonites, but they look like Jake as well. You got this guy, what's this guy's name? Damn. He got shot in California, in LA. Damn, I can't remember his name. Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle. And that was named a play on the name Nipsey Russell, which he was a comedian. He played in the movie The Wiz. He was a Tin Man. And he used to be on the Hollywood squares. He used to have these rhymes. Jake, he passed dead, but that's he. This individual, Nipsey Hussle, got that name from him. But Nipsey Hussle goes back to the Ethiopians. Now, could he be a Jake? He got the flavor of a Jake. And what's the actress? She comes out and says she's an Israelite. Damn, I can't think of her name. And she ran into some Israelites. She was dealing, I don't know if she's still dealing with Common. Name will come back to me. But she was on a breakfast show, and she said that, yeah, I'm an Israelite, I don't know what she's doing now. There was a point where she chopped all her hair off. But both her and Nipsey Hussle and their family knew each other. Their families knew each other. Both the fathers were friends, and she says that. But they both go back to Atrea, if I'm saying it right, which is Ethiopian, which are Cushites. So whether you had Israelites mingled among them Cushites, remember we were scattered throughout the whole planet Earth. Literally. So the Lord compares us to the Ethiopians, not saying that the Ethiopians are Israelites. It says, "O children of Israel, are you not likened unto the Ethiopians, saith the Lord? Have not I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt? And the Philistines shall from Kaphotor, and the Syrians from Ker. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon a sinful kingdom. Now, this is talking about us, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. That's talking about us. But now this refers to who? Esau, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. So what is he talking about? Because I'm going to destroy Israel, but I'm not going to utterly destroy them because there's going to be a remnant that's going to escape. And what did it mean by destroy? The destruction, scatter. So this is talking about Israel, but now it's because we're coming back into power. The Most High wounded us, and now He's healing us. Hosea 6:2. So now let's go to the other precept. Got another precept here. Zephaniah 2, verse 12. Yea, instead of saying ye, I say yea. Yea, Ethiopians also. Yea, shall be slain by my sword. But why would the Most High slain the Ethiopians? Because they're not the people of the Lord. He's going to slay a number of them, and they're going to be under us, along with the rest of the nations. So the Ethiopians are our enemies just as much as Esau and Ishmael and the rest of them. 13 verse. Yeah, let's read on now. And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation and a dry like a wilderness. Nineveh is actually talking about America. It's talking about ancient Nineveh, but it's talking about America. Another name for America are the Assyrians. It says, and he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh, Assyria is a Babylon the Great. Nineveh is another name for Babylon the Great. When you read Nahum, the 3rd chapter, it's actually talking about Babylon the Great being destroyed. And Nineveh, a desolation. What does a desolation mean? A desolate place, a desert. And dry like a wilderness, because it's going to be shot by the missiles. You gotta understand that the Bible is written in code. If the scriptures were written in plain English, they would outlaw the Bible. They would destroy all the Bibles. But it's written in code. And the Most High gave us the magic eye to see these. That's why we can see everything crystal clear. Most High gave us those glasses, like in that movie, They Live. You got to put them glasses on. You got the Most High has to give you that magic eye. So we almost out this bitch. 14 verse, Zephaniah 2 verse 14. And flocks shall lie down in the midst of her. What is it talking about? It mentioned Assyria and it mentioned Nineveh. Where's the flock going to lay down? The flocks are going to lay down in the north country, America, also known as Assyria, also known as Nineveh, also known as Sodom and Egypt, also known as Babylon. So you're going to make it a desolate place, wilderness, and dry like a wilderness. And flocks shall lie down in the midst of her. It's talking about Babylon the Great after the smoke is cleared. Revelation 18, the first couple of verses, it speaks about a whole of every foul bird, and every unclean and hateful bird. Merely paraphrasing, High Priest Ariana 7 used to say that was talking about when Esau came in and took it from the Gadites. No, it's talking about John saw Babylon utterly destroyed, and he saw after the smoke cleared. So the only thing that he saw was these desert type creatures It says, and flocks shall lie down, meaning they're going to rest. You know, flocks of birds do a thing called migration, right? They migrate to different continents. You know, if it gets cold, they fly down south and then they come back in the springtime. It's called a migration. So the same thing's going to happen in the kingdom. You have birds flying to different parts of the world, but they're going to rest in Babylon, in that desert. And this scripture, I believe, is Isaiah 34. The scriptures speak about the line of confusion, meaning America now, you can be driving, you can be in New York, go over a bridge or under a tunnel and wind up in New Jersey. There's an invisible line there. Keep on going, you wind up in Delaware. You keep on going, you wind up in Pennsylvania. Eventually, you wind up in Georgia, you know, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Florida, and so forth. It says, and flocks shall lie down in the midst of her, all the beasts of the nations, both the Cummerat and the bittern shall lodge in the upper intels of it. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Well, there's not going to be any windows. Desolation, meaning the desert, shall be in the thresholds. Like a threshold is a doorway. There's not going to be any doorways. For he shall uncover the cedar work. '15th verse. This is the rejoicing city. Rejoicing city. That's the city that always happy. That dwelt carelessly. They haven't considered their latter end. Deuteronomy 32. That said in their heart or mind, I am, and there is none beside me. What does Psalms 49:11 say? What does Isaiah 47 say? Scriptures say they sit as a queen. Who is she, or how is she, excuse me, become a desolation? So what is this talking about? It's talking in code. It's talking about Babylon the Great, also known as Nineveh, also known as Assyria, also known as Egypt, also known as Sodom. How is she become a desolation? So Zephaniah saw what John saw. A place for beasts, desert animals, to lie down in. Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand. Meaning, you know, when something you get beat up, people like, oh my goodness, they get tis. So let me go into the word hiss. Because they're going to remember that large desert used to be America. Bear me for a minute. Okay, hiss. The word is sharak. To hiss, whistle, pipe, to hiss as a signal. You know, it says in Lamentation, let me go to that, click on that. If it'll come up, bear me for a minute. Lamentation. Okay, Lamentation 2, verse 15. All that passed. Start the 14th verse. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity. In other words, you have false prophets that were saying, you ain't doing nothing wrong, keep doing what you're doing. Like Roger Mayweather used to say to Floyd, keep doing what you're doing. It says to turn away their captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. Banishment meaning you're going to be pushed out of the kingdom. So these false prophets were telling you, like these preachers, all these niggas in the churches, they're not teaching about the MOTB. They're not teaching about Babylon the Great. Who said, some brother said this, some elder brother said this. If you go to a church, I believe it was Elder Yashawamba said it last night, because I was watching him last night. He was out there speaking with that crazy nigga that tried to roll up on him. But anyway, I believe he said that go to the church, go to any church and ask them, what does Babylon mean in Revelation? And none of these churches know. Or if they do know, they're going to act like they don't know. So these churches are not giving you the truth. They're not telling, they don't go into prophecy. You name me one sermon that a Negro did, pastor, preacher, where he goes into any prophecy. He just quotes scriptures, man. And he doesn't even understand them. Like Jason Whitlock, man, he sounded fucking stupid. He said, the enemy to me is myself. So you here picking cotton in slavery and you mad at yourself. What kind of bullshit is that? The fucking enemy had you picking cotton, nigga. Hey, this clown, this complete clown, Geno Jennings, he's just teaching a lot of bullshit, man. This guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Give me one time he called this place Babylon the Great. Name me one time, give me one video where he speaks about the MOTB. And all you false prophets out there, you other Israelites that's not teaching about the charagma, you're gonna get found out, man. Your congregation, well, I don't know what your bugged out zombie congregation is gonna do. And I'm not just talking about the IUIC. And you a zombie too, Paul Kersey. You a fucking tall zombie. You are a zombie, man. So I expect him to come on the page. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things. When you say the MOTB, I'm kind of switching gears. When you say the MOTB is talking about an embargo, that makes you a foolish prophet. That makes you a prophet that sees foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity. They didn't tell you going off. You need to get your act together and turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. They said all that passed by clap their hands at thee, they hiss. It's like they clap. They don't clap your hands now, but they'll hit it. Look at these niggas. Oh, tis. Look at these niggas. Look at them. And wag their head, meaning shake their head. They go to the ghettos. I remember we used to speak in Harlem, and you had tour buses ride through ghettos through Harlem when Harlem was all messed up. And these Edomites are in there, they wagging their head, they shaking their head. Yeah, can't these people pull up themselves from the bootstraps, however the saying goes. It says, wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem. Now, the daughter of Jerusalem It doesn't say daughters of Jerusalem. It says daughter of Jerusalem. Daughter of Jerusalem are the Israelite men, women, and children, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Now, who's saying that? The elite are saying that, not the average person from another nation. It says, all thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. That's what the elite is saying. We took them down. Certainly, that's why they're afraid right now, because the Most High put the breath back in them, and they're standing up as an army. And it's not IUIC's personal army. That's not the fulfillment. They going off. It's talking about all of us that are waking up to the fact that we're Israelites and on the highways and the byways doing the videos. It's talking about all of us. Oh, it's a fulfillment of IUIC. Fucking, they went off again. This is the day that we look for. We have found. We have seen it. Meaning they're gloating in the fact that we're on the bottom. So now when we come against them, we gloating that they going down. That's why they call us a hate group. We call you a hate group because they call us a hate group because it seems like we showing. No, we're going against you in vengeance, man, for what you did to us. You got to pay judgment. You can't call a family that the family's son got killed, the parent's son got killed, and the father said, "Give me 5 minutes with this guy." Are you going to arrest a guy? Or if a guy jumps over the table and grabs a guy and chokes him and they kind of pull him out, are they going to charge him with assault? No, because they can understand the emotion. And that emotion that they have, and they say, they sentence him and they say, you burn in hell, burn in hell. They're Christian, meanwhile, burn in hell, burn in hell. You're a damn devil. And if it's a Jake, they want to say, and they'll say, you net. So that's nothing but hate. But really, it's vengeance. You want this guy to pay in judgment. So that's what we're doing. So this is not hate. We're looking for payback, man. He that leaves into captivity shall go into captivity. Anyway, let's do this. Okay, so I looked up the word hiss, right? Let me just breeze through these precepts right here. So I picked out a couple of precepts. Jeremiah 19, verse 8, and I will make this city desolate. Now we know what city he's talking about in code, right? Babylon the Great, the new Babylon. The whore that sitteth upon many waters, the whore, the harlot in red that sits upon the scarlet colored beast. And hissing, everyone that passeth thereby shall be astonished and hiss because of all the plagues thereof. And what plagues is it talking about? The missiles. Jeremiah 49, verse 17. Also Edom, we know who the Edomites are. See, they don't want to get into the argument. They don't want to sit, the small hats don't want to sit down at the table with us, because what are we going to bring up? We're going to bring up the fact that they're the Edomites. And we're going to show them that they're the Edomites. If you go to Google and you put in Edomite, then go to images, what are they going to show you? They're going to show you what an Edomite looks like. And it doesn't look like us. And Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to, oh my, tis. Oh my, shake our head. Look at that place. Look at the, remember we caught hell in there? Look at the place. Look at it now. Jeremiah 50 and 13. It said, because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate, What is it talking about? It's talking about this place. It's not talking about ancient Babylon. Because Babylon was taken out with a surgical strike at the order of Darius of the Medes. Everyone that goeth by Babylon or passes over it shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Now, in the kingdom, we're going to be going from one side of the earth to the other side, and a lot of times we're going to pass over. Babylon, and we're going to look down, and it's going to be desert. You're going to look down, and you're going to tell your children, "See, that was the place that we caught hell in." Ezekiel 27, verse 36, the merchants among the people shall hiss at thee, thou shalt be a terror, and never shall be any more. So once this place goes down, it's not going to come up anymore. That's also Isaiah chapter 14. Zephaniah 2, verse 15. This is the rejoicing city, and I read this, that dwelleth carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. Now I know a whole lot of precepts is coming to your mind. How is she, which is Babylon the Great, aka Assyria, aka Nineveh, aka Sodom, aka Egypt, become a desolation, a desert, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand. Don't shake our heads. Zechariah 10, verse 8. I will hiss for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. They shall increase as they have increased. So now let's go over here to the woman at the well, St. John 4, and I'm gonna get ready to close it. I didn't want to go up this high. I'll go right here, 9th verse. Then saith the woman of Samaria, the woman at the well, unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Well, that's a fact. She said that. Now, what did the Lord have any dealings with the Samaritans? No. Because what did he tell the disciples? He said, when you go and preach this gospel, he said, don't go the way of the Gentiles, don't teach the Gentiles. And he said, yeah, the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the Lord Sheba of the Israelites. He said, look, don't teach no Samaritans, don't teach no Gentiles. St. John 7:35, where will he go? Will he go among the Gentiles to teach the Gentiles? Meaning, will he go among the dispersed of the Gentiles to teach the Israelites that are that are dispersed among the Gentiles. Lord never came for the natural Gentiles at all. The woman that was healed, the Syrophoenician woman, the woman was a Greek. She was an Israelite, but she was like Cornelius. She wasn't raised up as an Israelite. So a lot of them, just like us, all of us came up. Although as a child, I knew I was told by my parents that we're Israelites, but we wasn't super practicing Israelites. But I always heard that when I was a child, we the Israelites. It went in there one end and out the other. All those Illuminati stuff. My father, my stepfather actually, I learned about all that, the Rothschilds, when I was a kid, and I used to think he was crazy. It says, 10 verse, Yahushua answered and said unto her, if thou knowest the gift of the Most High, and who is it that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. What? Because she asked the wrong question, which proved that she wasn't an Israelite. And she wasn't going to get the living water, which was the truth, the blessings. Is that the woman saith unto him, Sir, thou have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From hence, then hast thou that living water. Because she was slow. She's thinking of actual water. He's talking about salvation. Art thou greater than our father Jacob? Now, she just said that you are a Jew and you have no dealings with the Samaritans. She separated herself as a different group of people. But then she comes back in the 12th verse saying that she's come from the sons of Jacob. So she was confused. Pretty much, she's like a female version of Kyrie Irving. I was watching a video of Kyrie Irving talking, and he kept saying, I'm a Native American. I'm a Native. Nigga, you're not a Native American. Your mother's a Native American, a Gadite. Your father's a Jake. Why don't you say anything about your father, man? I'm an indigenous Native American. No, your mother is an indigenous Native American, a Gadite. You are a Judite, man. I thought both sides of his family, when he said that, much as he say he's a Native, just like this fucking clown. What's this guy? The golfer, Tiger Woods. My mother. Yeah, I'm. What do you say? Taiwanese or whatever. Nigga, your father. The greatness came from your father, man. And his father, he was in Annam, and he knew he had the art of hypnotizing people. And you know what he did? He hypnotized his son from damn near birth to play golf. That's why he became great, because of his father, not because of your fucking mother. And bottom line is, Kyrie Irving is just a confused Negro with a K. Knegro. He's just nothing but a confused Negro. That's all he is. So this woman was a confused heathen. Art thou greater than our father Jacob? What the fuck is she talking about? Which gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle. Yahushua answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again, because that's actual physical water. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him as a well of water springing up into everlasting life. What precept to come to mind? John 7, 38. But he that believeth on me, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water, the same water. So if you drink this water that Yahushua gave, that is going to come out of you. You can't contain it. You can't stop it. So anybody that's talking about the elect, that's talking about the ones that are written in the Lamb's book of life. If you're not constantly putting up videos, if you're not constantly out there, if you're taking breaks, guess what? You don't have the water. In other words, the water is not in you. What did Jeremiah say? He said he was deceived by the Most High. The people tried to kill him, and he said, "I'm not going to teach these people." But he couldn't, because it was like a fire in him. 15 verse. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahushua saith unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. Now, she was probably a heathen woman that was into Jakes. He knew he knew how many husbands she had. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, which makes her a hoe. This is probably Makita coming back. This is probably the Queen of Sheba coming back, having that second dialogue with Solomon. Because like I said, when you go back to the Kiba Negas and you do the history on Makita, the queen of Sheba, she was a straight up hoe. She believed in a thing called polyandry, one woman having different men. It says, For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband, and that saideth thou truly. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Yeah, she said, I perceive you a prophet because you knew I was a hoe. Our fathers, there she goes again. There she goes again. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is a place where men ought to worship. Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when you shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father, because you're not the people. You're not the people. You worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is the Jews, meaning it's not for you. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship, and that's a fulfillment of the breath coming into us, stood upon our feet, the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such as to worship him, which are Israelites. I mean, I don't got to read anymore. So this guy, Agent Jones, which he's an insider, man. He's an insider. He brings you a lot of truth, but he's a what do you call that? An apologist for the small hats, just like vocab is. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. On to the next one.